Why do councillors resign in Coalport? Vision Press Production Commentary. On January 23, 2024, at 7 p.m., the Honorable Thomas Hilliard tendered his resignation. Why do councillors resign? Could it be the pseudo-secretary? Could it be the possible downfall of the Borough of Coalport because of fraud in the bookkeeping of the pseudo-secretary? Is it possible that the solicitor is purporting alleged opinions that go against written statute? Is the solicitor violating the canons of law to appease corrupt individuals in the local government of a town named the Borough of Coalport? Vision Press Production News Media has been trying to discover why individual citizens, the electorate, will not step forward to become councillors. Overwhelmingly the problem stems from the office of secretary, or as we know the position as the pseudo-secretary. Time after time, people watching see the unprofessionalism of the pseudo-secretary. A former councillor stated, "I resigned because of the Mary Sue Hoy." The former councillor said, he was meeting with a local government specialist, LGS, and the LGS asked, "Where did $20,000 go?" Ms. Hoy could not answer the LGS. The former councillor said, "That was enough for me, I resigned." You see, councillors can be held liable for all the misappropriations of funds. In Northwest Bank statements, the Emeritus President Paul Zupich discovered in the statement two different bank statements that there were two deposits, August 23, 2023 and September 21, 2023, into the Northwest Bank General Funds account for deposits. 2 different months, there was 2 deposits of $6,700. In a right-to-know law request for knowledge of who deposited the same amount of $6,700 into the general fund account for the borough bank account. After months of requesting knowledge of the deposits in 2023, in 2024 the pseudo-secretary demonstrated 2 checks adding up to $6,250 for the Glendale Fire Department and the Irvona Ambulance Company. No knowledge was given for the shortfall of $6,700 for 1 month and $500 left in the second month after you subtract $6,250 for the Glendale Fire Company and the Irvona Ambulance. In the January 8, 2024 morning budget review at 11 a.m., a question was asked, does the ARPA grant have its own checks? The pseudo-secretary answered yes. Why would the pseudo-secretary write 2 checks from the ARPA grant fund to place in the general fund of the Borough of Coalport? 1 check for $6,700 in 1 month, and in the next month a check for $6,700 was deposited into the general fund for Coalport Borough. The pseudo-secretary said, she was too stupid to know how to embezzle money. Do you think this is misappropriation of grant fund deposited into the general funds? $6,700 deposit was never explained for a RTKL request by Vision Press Production News Media. The pseudo-secretary regularly denies requests for information proving she is unqualified for the borough position. Title 65 states a secretary must be qualified. So, councillors can be held liable for all matters of a borough local government. Do you think this is why no one wants to be a councillor? The Emeritus President Paul Zupich in the meeting on January 8 stated, "I would fire my own mother if she could not do the job." The councillor that was questioned stated it was because of the pseudo-secretary that he resigned. Do you think Vice President Thomas Hilliard saw the danger of the pseudo-secretary? As agency's Open Records Officer, AORO, the pseudo-secretary has failed to comply with the RTKL requests. Recently, the AORO pseudo-secretary stated it took her 2 hours at $11 per hour to get 2 Northwest Bank statements for November and December and 2 checks to explain why $6,700 was deposited into the general fund. Getting the bank statements off of the computer would take less than 5 minutes, and 2 checks that she deposited into the Northwest Saving Bank General Fund to explain how the money was deposited into 1 month would have been less than 10 minutes if one was a professional secretary. Is it possible that the pseudo-secretary is padding her hours with hours of spinning her wheels doing nothing? We are talking taxpayer dollars paid to a non-qualified individual. So, how many electorates, taxpayers, want to be a councillor or a mayor with non-qualified individuals on council? Now with Councillor Thomas Hilliard gone, who wants to be a councillor or mayor? In an allegation of the President of Council that the solicitor gave an opinion, we find that the alleged solicitor is not following the law. The local tax collection law is now quoted. Section 26. Settlement of duplicates, audit -A, by January 15, the tax collector shall make a final and complete settlement of all taxes for the prior calendar year with the proper authority of the taxing district. In the settlement of such taxes, the tax collector shall be allowed a credit for the following. 1. For all taxes collected and paid over. 2. For all uncollected, non-lienable installments carried forward and certified for collection by the elected tax collector in accordance with Section 11. 3. For all unpaid taxes certified by the tax collector to the taxing district for collection as delinquent taxes as authorized by law. 4. For unpaid taxes resulting from an interim assessment where, as of December 31st, taxes remain unpaid and less than 4 months have elapsed since the date of the tax notice. 5. For all unpaid taxes upon real property, which real property shall have been returned to the county commissioners as provided by law, or shall have been certified to the taxing district, or its solicitor, for the entry of liens in the office of the protonotary, and 6. In the case of occupation, poll, and per capita taxes, for taxes accounted for by exonerations, which shall be granted by the taxing district upon oath or affirmation that he has complied with Section 20 of this Act. In all taxing districts which have authorized installment payments to be made after December 31st of the year in which taxes are levied, all unpaid installments of taxes upon real property shall be certified by the elected tax collector to the taxing district, together with a proper description of the property upon which the same is levied, at the time of complete and final settlement. All unpaid installments so certified to the taxing district shall be collected by the elected tax collector in accordance with Section 11. Upon final and complete settlement of a tax duplicate, a tax collector shall take an oath or affirmation in writing and subscribed by the tax collector, that he has made a true and just return of all taxes collected by him. Such oath or affirmation shall be administered by the officer of the taxing district empowered to make settlement, who shall have power to administer the same, and shall be filed with such officer. B. 1. The final accounts and monthly or other periodic returns and payments of a tax collector for county taxes collected for a county of the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th class in counties with an elected controller may be audited by the controller. If the controller does not conduct this audit, Clause 2 shall apply. 2. The provisions of this clause shall apply to all taxing districts except counties in which an audit is conducted by a county controller in accordance with Clause 1. I. The tax collector's final accounts and records, monthly or other periodic returns and payments and duplicates shall be audited annually by the controller or auditors of the taxing district or, at the request of the taxing district, by an independent certified public accountant or public accountant. 2. If the audit is conducted by the controller or auditors of the taxing district, the audit shall be conducted in accordance with the laws of the Commonwealth applicable to the taxing district. 3. If the audit is conducted by a certified public accountant or public accountant, the audit shall be conducted in accordance with generally accepted auditing standards. 3. Nothing in this Act or any other law shall prohibit local taxing districts from cooperating in conducting a simultaneous audit of any tax collector serving the taxing districts. Taxing districts may enter into agreements whereby the elected auditor or controller of one taxing district or a designated certified public accountant or public accountant may conduct a simultaneous audit on behalf of each taxing district. 26 Amended December 20, 2000, P.L.735, number 104. What is your opinion? Could you understand the law? Is it possible that the solicitor gave the opinion the borough is requesting to be the outcome? Did the Honorable Thomas Hilliard see the injustice of the President, pseudo-secretary, and the solicitor that he resigned? Would the solicitor violate the canons of law to appease corruption of a corrupt councilor and the pseudo-secretary? What has the Council of 2022, 2023, and now 2024 come to as a local government? One additional fact, according to the tax officer for Coalport Borough, the Glendale School District complies to Section 26 of the Local Tax Collection Law, Local Tax Collection Law, Act of May 25, 1945, PL 1050, number 394 CL 53, an act. How can a solicitor purport an opinion as the President of Council for the Borough of Coalport in the meeting of January 23, 2024? Did the solicitor actually write an opinion? We will never know if he really said anything. It is a secret? A solicitor is responsible for all legal, and his opinion should be public record. According to the tax officer, the solicitor has in the past purported false opinions as pointed out by another attorney at law, a doctor of law. When asking a state official how to rate the Coalport Borough Solicitor of 2022-2023, the state official said, "From 1 to 10, I would rate him as a 1. So one fact is the Glendale School District complies with the local tax collection law, Section 26 as demonstrated above. What are your thoughts on the matter? Vision Press Production News Media thanks you for hearing the commentary on Why Do Councilors Resign in Coalport? Respectfully, Vision Press Production.
We got a minute,
2 minutes.
Oh, okay. It's working.
How many mics do you have, Jerry?
2. They go to that wireless unit on top of mine.
Does that make it stereo?
It does.
There we go.
You're in come to order. Silent.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thomas Hilliard's here, Carol Cruz is here, and Ricardo Deli's here.
Here. Need a minute, motion to accept the minutes when you're done reading them.
You read minutes yet? Have you read last week's minutes?
He isn't here.
So the last meeting we had.
Last meeting.
Okay, last meeting.
Yeah, I thought have from the meeting on January 8th is there.
That was, oh yeah, that's January 8th, I'm sorry.
I tried to put the packet to match the agenda. I hope I got them straight.
I got mine all mixed up.
I saw you filed it. Ready? Make a motion to accept last week's, or last meeting's minutes from January 8th.
I second it.
So we have a motion to accept the minutes from January 8th meeting by Tom, second by Carol. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Okay. As we all know here, we're short on councilmen and we're short on mayor. Anybody out there in Borough, if you have any feelings for the borough to help out, be on council or mayor, you can call the borough office and let them know. You have to submit I think I have to submit a letter of interest, and we take it from there. But we sure could use 2 more council members and someone for a mayor's position. They have been vacant for a long time, and without them, we have a hard time doing business. So if anybody's interested, please contact the borough office, 672-5973. Thank you.
I've called I don't know how many people already.
Oh, I have to. I think I called almost everybody on the list, on the voting list. On the budget, me and Tom went over it again, and over, and the budget is balanced. It's not a good budget. It's not a very, very good budget at all. But it's what we came up with. So we've already accepted it, and we're going to leave it at that. We're going to work on trying to make up difference along the way if we can, somehow. You know, there's nothing else that we discussed, there's nothing else we know what to do with it except to go bankrupt. Can't do that. So the budget stands as we voted on it in January.
December. I think it was December, wasn't it? We voted on.
January. You didn't take off till January.
No, it was voted on the end of December.
It was the last.
Are you going to have to re-advertise it?
No, it's not going to be.
No, it was
There's
never.
no changes.
It was
no.
never opened up.
It just started, no. If we
Is
proceed,
it balanced?
huh?
Is it balanced?
Yes,
Okay.
we was told by Terry from,
As written, it is balanced.
that, yeah, as it's written, it is balanced, but it's a very poor balanced budget.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Didn't you get one?
Well, I thought you
It's the
were
same
good.
balance you
You
had.
say it isn't a
It's the
very
same
good
budget
budget,
that
it
was
isn't
there,
poor.
that you looked at before.
Well, I mean, I kept it up in mind.
I know.
The one that he was talking about.
From your last
that we
meeting,
tried
you,
to work
it
on.
wasn't budgeted,
Yeah.
now you're saying it is. I don't know how you're getting away with not advertising. I yield back.
We said we was gonna discuss it,
Okay,
then we did.
yeah. But it wasn't balanced in the last meeting.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
It was?
It is a balanced budget.
It is, what it is, and we voted on is a balanced budget.
Oh, wait a minute, let's stop here, right here.
Time out.
I was the president and I was the secretary and treasurer of
Yeah.
a lot of places. And the secretary gives a report, the treasurer gives a report. And then you have the old business and the new business. Let's go that way. And you're the president, you should be doing these this way.
I understand what you're saying, and you're right in a way. Well, I think we covered everything. But I will look into that. Then back to the budget, it was motion to accept and voted on. The way it is, the way it was presented. That would be one January meetings, we sat here and, that was the meeting before the
January
special meeting.
30th?
I believe it was the last meeting before the, of the year.
Yeah, there were 3
Was
meetings.
that on the
into that.
6th?
It was, I believe it was passed on by the final council before they left.
December 30th.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going clear back there and you haven't done anything to it?
Yes, we have discussed it.
Yeah,
We had an
We
open
haven't
meeting.
done anything to it, we're gonna leave it as is.
okay.
Those two discussed it. There
And
was
then-
no meeting.
There was no meeting.
And they didn't vote on it yet?
How come you didn't call me?
You were sick.
Well, they
I would-
still called me on the phone.
Mr. President, I would file an objection on that for the record. As a citizen, there was no vote on any, you opened it up, which you
No,
had
we
to...
No, they
No, we
didn't.
did not open it up
No, I
officially.
went over the
We'll look
minutes.
over to see if we have to open it up.
It was not opened up.
We
So
went
you're
back-
taking the one that wasn't balanced in
It
December?
was,
It was balanced. It was
Okay.
not a great balance, but the bottom line was
It was balanced.
It
It
come out,
was.
yes,
balanced.
it come out that we weren't in the red.
I'd have to go back, but I don't think it was balanced in December. They passed it on to you. They passed the football to you.
No, it wasn't passed, Jerry. I was on December's council.
We
Yeah,
adopted it.
you adopted it. Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome. But that's the way it is. Budget stands as presented and voted on back in December. We'll probably have to make some changes down along the line somewhere, wherever we figure out where, but we're gonna do what we can with what we got.
Save money where we can.
That's right. Okay. Report from the ordinance officer, he's not here, you don't know if he's gonna make it or not. Visitors and guests. Anything?
Am I on the agenda?
No?
I'm not.
No, you're not.
How can you be on the agenda? You just sent that to me tonight.
No, I didn't. I sent it right after that meeting. Yeah,
You didn't, Jerry?
it's on record. I have it.
You have everything, Gary.
I do.
No one else does.
I
You do.
just got it
I'll make
tonight.
I'll make public comments.
I just got it tonight.
You couldn't have.
Oh my God. Do you have it? I don't have it with me. I gave you two a copy, the front page, and then he has like 3 pages after that.
I requested it the day after the meeting last. I think it was the 6th. If you look up, if you have the one that I sent you, I requested to be on the, I actually verbally asked to be on the agenda at that budget meeting.
Is verbally supposed to ask to be on the agenda?
Well, I asked in an official meeting, I should be able to be on the agenda in an official meeting. We can go, I'll bring it back and later on and show you that it was on the agenda. I asked to be on the
Okay, the front
agenda.
page of what he sent tonight, what's the date and time on it?
January 23rd
That's today. That's when it came in.
at 5:31 PM.
That was what I just gave what I was going to do tonight. That's all I said. I already knew I was on the agenda, to my knowledge and belief.
To my knowledge and belief, you never wrote anything
I
asking to
did.
be on the agenda.
I'll send it to you again. In fact, I went around and hand-delivered what I wanted to present tonight to every one of the councilmen. There was no objections at that time.
What did
No, I don't.
he hand
Jerry
deliver?
jumped right in there, you didn't get a chance. You got anything to say?
What did he hand deliver to you today?
No, I hand-delivered it the next day. I went to Mr. Nardelli's, I met him on his porch, I met
In the
Councilman...
paper, we didn't tell you was on the agenda.
Yeah, it says right in that I was. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's
that
in-
one to my house.
It's in the one, the binder with the
I got your
GBC.
binder
He
right
dropped off
here.
a bunch
Yeah.
of papers
Yep.
that we...
Yeah, I had asked to be on the agenda in the meeting when you did the budget, when you were working on the budget. I think that was the 6th of January. Or it was the Monday after that.
Well, this is the borough for the town. Let him talk, let him say what he has to say.
I think he just did.
Well, not yet.
Well, you know,
I have a lot of
let me
things.
tell you something, Phil. He complained so many times about people not being on the agenda, saying that if it's not on the agenda, you can't discuss it.
I didn't say that. Your secretary did.
I sat right here, Jerry, and heard you. So you calling me a liar?
He can,
Well,
Are you calling President a
I'll
liar?
get you back, Mr. President, I'll get it back that I said you can amend your agenda. I didn't
sat
say,
here and argued that-
it was always your secretary saying you can't do anything because it's not on your agenda.
That's what you
and
said.
she would testify that's true.
you can amend it, but it has to be quote unquote an emergency or something that came in, you know,
That's
demanding.
why,
it.
Phil.
Anyhow, can he speak as a,
I mean, I'm not being mean or anything, I'm just saying, make a point out that, you know, he argued the point many times, if it's not on the agenda, you can't discuss it.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry,
Yes,
Mr.
you
President,
did.
I object to that.
I figured that, but, you know, that's,
We have a reporter here that would have heard too. I'm sure she heard that I stated that you can all amend your agenda I never said you couldn't do something. And I said that in contrast to what was purported to you, that you could not do
You got
anything.
anything other to say? You got 5 minutes if you do.
Well, can I present mine, or are you going to let me be on the agenda?
Nope. Not on agenda, but as visitors, you got 5 minutes.
Well, I asked for unanimous consent to use what time I need. I gave before you the statements I want to talk about. There are 12 points. First of all, we're dealing with the Borough Code in regard to taxes. And in the Borough Code 194, it was duly enacted as a codification for the borough. That means these are the ordinances that are in force. And if you go to page in the ordinance book, which I asked the AORO, your agency's open records officer, I asked her for a certified copy of this, and I've been denied. And in this, if you go to section 200, there are a lot of businesses I've written letters to, and about the chapter that is on occupational privilege tax, and it's $10. All the businesses are supposed to pay you $10. I sent letters to everyone that I knew, and I got a telephone call from the medical center. They said, we pay ours directly to Keystone Legal Services. But there are a lot of other businesses that are not paying that $10 occupational privilege tax. Then there's a real estate tax, is $210. Then we come down to per capita tax, and I served you with evidence of all the people that are not paying per capita tax. And those people, it's very hard, and you have not had a collection agency as long as I've been here. There's probably about 7 people that Berkheimer collected from. And then I asked that we change to Keystone because they can assess the amounts of money owed, and they can also put a lien, or they can garnish wages, is what the technical term is. So they can garnish the wages to get that money. I've asked for a copy that is certified that you signed. I got a copy of what the contract was supposed to be, but I didn't get one with all the signatures on it. And I'm wondering, did you actually pass that?
That's my fault. I was supposed to give you one for signatures on it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, privilege, for that. Now, let's move on to the local tax enabling law. And I have all the evidence right here. If you don't believe, I'll get you out the local enabling law. And in that, there was a question, can we raise the per capita tax from $5 to $10? In my paperwork that I gave you tonight, with a paper clip and a post-it note, the post-it notes to keep the paper clip from doing damage to the paper, it says that any municipality or political subdivision, which you're a political subdivision, can raise it to $10. But I want to move on down. That's number 1 in the law. And if you want me to pull out the law, I'll give it to you. In the law, it says that you can assess, and this would have to be by ordinance, a service fee not to exceed $52. Let's say you want to do $25 on 343 people, and that's in this evidence right here. There are 343 taxpayers for real estate. If you would take that and multiply that $25 you'd be getting to help you in your budget, $8,575 for your local service fee. I tried to get it in 2019 when I was on council, or 2018 to do a service fee when we were doing the budget, and they didn't want to do that. But if you would, you're allowed to go as high as $52. Let's say you do $50. That would be $17,150 that would have helped you in your budget. Would have gave you a revenue that you didn't have. What is my recommendation, Mr. President? Maybe get rid of the per capita tax and do a service fee. Out of that service fee, you can pay whatever you're trying to pay to the fire company. It can be used, the local service fee can be used to pay your fire company. You would have contraction money constantly. And that's 7 point in the local tax of December the 31st, 1965. And that is number 6. Number 7, the tax officers, which I showed you in those 3 examples, the tax officer is credited for what taxes he collected and what he didn't collect. It's in the law, and that's found in Section 26, settlement, and I had that attached to each one of your those 3 documents that I hand-delivered to each council.
Jerry, what is this? What is this from? The state code book, or?
It's from the local tax.
Local tax associations?
No. It has nothing. It's a statute. It's the local tax. Oh, let me pull out here.
Is that 48?
Your time about up, Jerry.
Well, the local tax collection law. That was taken directly out of it, and there should have been a citation here, but I just hurried up and did this so that I have an outline of what I have to do. But I can show you the tax collection law after the meeting.
Okay, Jerry.
And
we had solicitor check that all out. Got me collecting uncollected taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, there's not a tax collector in the county that does that.
Yes,
No, there isn't. Tell me who.
the school does it.
The school is different.
No.
Yes.
It's the same. It's the same law.
No. The school has a contract that's different than ours. And how much you get from the school for uncollected taxes? 50 cents?
Well, it's according to the law. It's according to the law.
But we don't have a law stating that.
You have a contract
From the
that is
solicitor.
5%.
This is from the solicitor. Okay, I asked the solicitor about all this, and he done his investigation. It says, based on the review of the local tax collection law, the borough ordinance establishing local taxes, and my review of the provided correspondence to date, I find no authority for the tax collector's request to demand to be paid a percentage of delinquent tax collection by the county. That's 1.
Mr. President, if I can interrupt, and the right to know,
Can I interrupt you?
No, sir.
Okay, when I find the paper here, I got some more. It says totally that you do not. There it is. No, that's a different one. Oh, here it is. Okay, and
May I have a copy of that
Terry-
after the meeting?
Terry
From the...
not from the lawyer. That's lawyer and client privilege.
Well, you're reading it into the record.
I only read part of it. And Terry from I can never remember that.
DCED.
DCND, and I wrote it down somewhere,
DCED.
okay? We asked her that question, because we've asked a lot of people that question. And she said the same thing Solicitor does. No, she is aware, there's no, nothing that says for the municipality. For the school, yes. Municipality, no. They collect delinquent taxes. And it says, also here, the tax collector receives no compensation for taxes returned to the County Tax Claim Bureau. Well, I have another one, maybe not. And I've read others to you, one from the Pennsylvania State Tax Collectors Association, also that says, no, not for municipalities, for school districts. They have an ordinance to that effect, a law to that effect, that they do pay a small amount for delinquent taxes. We don't have it. And I have not seen anything saying that we have to pay it to you.
I just handed it to you tonight.
So you're saying the solicitor's wrong?
I do, I disagree.
You did it?
Yeah.
So you a bigger lawyer than him?
I didn't say I was an attorney, I never
You
have
should take it
purported.
up with the lawyer then instead
Yeah.
of, have his lawyer call our lawyer.
Discuss it, yeah, that's a good idea. Discuss it with our lawyer. That's what, from the information we have here tonight, through the past meetings about that same subject,
Well, I served,
you will not be getting paid for delinquent taxes, pay for any of the delinquent taxes. School district, yes, does that, but we did not have it in our laws that you are mandated to do that.
well, I served you the law, and it's number 7 in my presentation tonight. It's section 26,
I know what you've been at.
settlement of duplicates, and I'll define the duplicates.
That's why we went to the solicitor, and
Well,
that's recommendation to the solicitor. It's closed.
thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
I'll see you in court.
Whatever. No other voters or guests? Secretary's report.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Okay.
Mr. President, one more thing. The fact that you went to the attorney tells me that I was on the agenda.
Nope.
Yeah.
I got the agenda right here. You want to look at it?
Well,
You should have one
It's-
there.
it's not my fault,
Not
but
mine.
the fact that I gave you...
I go by what's on the agenda.
Yeah. Yeah. That prejudiced me.
There's no prejudice there.
This is why
No,
nobody wants on the council.
He's been talking with the solicitor
A
on and
lot.
off about the problems that this thing that you have brought up before. You've brought this up for quite a few months, Jerry, that isn't just tonight. So,
Yeah,
he's
that's true.
been working on that, I guess.
Where's the secretary's report?
Yes. General fund is $28,503.28.
Where did the money come from? In December, we didn't have all of it.
Well, that is left over from last year.
It was
He
20,
was on the front,
what was there at the end of the year?
22,000.
22,000
No rounds off.
at the end of the year.
That's more tax money.
Yeah.
ARPA grant, there's $14,158.79 left on that. We need to work on that shortly.
Yeah, because then we're out till the end of December.
And then,
We got till the end of December on that.
to earmark it, then you have another year, I think it is, to use.
Yeah, but I mean, we have to have it obligated by the end of December.
Yeah, and then you have the following year to pay. And then with that, there is something later on in there about the secretary, but you guys can handle that. can talk about it then, but that's all I have.
Make a motion to accept the report.
Have a second?
Table it.
Want to table our report? What grounds?
Like, I should have been notified about the money.
She is not paying right now.
It's already on the paper.
That's what she's reporting to you.
Yeah.
That's what's in the accounts. The balance on the account.
But you want her to contact you every time she gets a couple dollars into the general fund? Then contact you, let you know it's there.
The council should know about it.
We do, when we come to the meeting.
Would you like to have an interim report, like halfway
I'd like
through
to
it?
have the bank account, the bank statements.
Get one off Jerry, yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
So why?
no, you can have one. Yeah, just ask for it. She'll get you on here.
I have a motion to accept the secretary's report. Number 2, second time.
I second it.
I make a motion to accept the report.
I second it.
Yeah, okay.
Tom made a motion to accept the secretary's report, second by Carol. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
Where's the treasurer's report?
When you go on a little bit in your packet, you're going to see there's a thing in there about the treasurer report being done better. And, oh, there's the, I forgot to say, I'm sorry, there's the basket with the bills in it, sorry.
I'll look at them. Got to hand them over earlier. I'll look at them.
Okay. Just for 1 month?
And it isn't over yet.
I lost it. Oh. Get into this section.
What you looking for now?
All right, there it is.
Now, these are the bills. I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second.
Motion made by Tom to pay the bills, to keep the borough running. Second by Carol. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I don't hear you voting, so I'm assuming you're saying aye.
Aye. Yeah.
Him.
Well, me. If I don't say no, then it must be aye.
Okay.
I say aye from now on, I mean, I don't know. Okay, motion.
Motion on the follow. Leftover.
Yeah, we got left over for the reorganization meeting.
Yeah, I missed things
Oh, yeah.
on the meeting.
Yeah,
And then, when you did the vote for the solicitor, we should always put money in with any of it, if you know just what it is. But his rate is $135 per hour, and he said that that's half of what he charges the other municipalities, city services.
yeah, you did get paper on that. Don't ask me where I got it.
But it's just like, you know, emotional needed to be done.
Mr. President, Daniel Stantz, attorney in Altoona, would do it for $125 an hour.
Does he have to raise his hand?
Who?
Does he have to raise his hand when he has something to say?
Has he ever?
Title 65, if you look at that, we are allowed to, when they're in discussion, we're allowed to discuss.
No, I can't find it. Somebody, because they had,
What are you hunting for?
It had, did you put something for that, on how much you,
No.
oh, I thought you did, I must have read it some other time.
No, it was in when you voted on it, but whoever made the motion forgot to say the money.
Oh.
And don't
Okay.
ask me, because I don't remember who made it. But when I checked over it, when I was writing,
This is right,
when I was typing the minutes, I noticed that it wasn't in there.
We need a motion to, accept Dan Nelson as a solicitor at a rate of $135 an hour.
I make a motion to accept Solicitor Dan Nelson at a rate of $135 an hour.
Have a second?
Lawyer.
I do.
She does.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now we gotta vote on a right to know officer.
And before you vote on it, I just wanted to tell Jerry something. And I'll let you guys know too. I do owe him a right to know, and I did not deny it. I assume you think that because I didn't get it in time, it's denied, which is fine if that's what you want to do.
That's correct.
Between the work on the budget and the audits and things, I've been super duper busy, and the things that you asked for are in the records room. So it's going to take me a while to get them. So, you know, you do what you want with that. I know you will, but I have not been able to get it yet.
Mary Sue's a right to know officer now. Mary Sue's a right to know
Okay, yes.
officer now, so.
Yeah.
But if you want to be, Rick, you're more than welcome.
I don't wanna be it. You kidding?
Okay.
Yeah.
Vote for a right to know officer. I nominate Mary Sue.
Do I have a second?
That just opens it up. You can vote it yea or nay. Hmm?
No.
You don't even want to open it up?
It's too many
Discussion?
jobs.
Huh?
She has too many jobs, secretary, treasurer, and
You want to know the right, you can have the right to know if you want it. I don't know if a council person can be it or not.
You want the right to know?
She
I don't
would.
want it. Huh?
I don't want the job.
Well, I believe we have to have one.
Yes, you have to have one.
And since nobody else is stepping forward,
And then we'll go back to the present right to know officer.
which is the same.
Do you want to re-vote her back in? I'll ask again. I have a motion for nominations for someone to be the tax right to know collector, officer, I'm sorry.
I make a motion to nominate Mary Sue as the right to know officer.
I have a second.
I'll second it against my better judgment.
Second by Carol. All in favor?
Or against. I'm in favor.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
We can't vote on this unless it's open. Once it's open, then we can discuss it. And you vote. You can vote yes or no to accept the nomination. But you can't vote on it until it's been opened.
Mr. President, on right to know, I object to the statement. There's a lot more right to know requests, and one of them was to see all the money that has been paid over from the county, it's right here, and I was denied the right to see. Then I went to the county, and here was all the reports of the money that was brought back to the paid over to the school, and
That's
then
the one I was talking about. I just haven't done it yet.
no, that's not the one you're talking about. And here's the check, Mr. President, for one of them. I'll go through this report, and I'll have more coming from the county. Is this your stamp for your checks when you deposit them?
I've never seen the stamp, but it looks like it might be, but I'm not saying it is.
Mr. President, may I ask the secretary, is that her stamp?
We on trial?
Yeah, it's being recorded.
We on trial?
Yeah, you have a right to remain silent, you have a right to have an attorney, you have...
Well, I'm not saying anything about
You
this.
questioned
because
that one time.
I don't
You
know
wanted to
where,
know if he was on trial.
I don't know where you got it. But wait a minute, if you're implying that I took money, then you're gonna be in trouble.
There was no...
That I won't have, well, no, you said once before, I don't like that.
This is a check.
Enough.
This is a check that shows...
You got the
that
stuff
money-
from county
Yes,
tax office,
yes.
so we don't have to give it to you. You already have it.
Well, that's because I was denied by the borough, I went to the county. Thank you, Mr.
Probably found
President.
it a lot faster than I can. But I think one of the problems you have to understand here is Jerry's tipped off because he thinks that check should have come to him.
That's correct.
And that's not true. I've already checked on it. It comes to the borough.
I checked on
And
that
then
too.
I deposit it.
I checked on it
And
too.
the statute says I get credit for that.
You're not getting paid for
Okay.
uncollected tax, Jerry. Not at this time.
Back to
What's this-
order.
What's this bank depositor?
You have to, where the bank we use.
That's
It's-
Northwest?
Pardon?
That is Northwest?
Yeah, it's been like this for ages, but, it's called depository. It's where you deposit your money.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion to pass that.
I second.
Motion made by Carol to accept Northwest Bank as our bank depositors. Second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion passed.
Okay.
Oh, here it is.
Waiting for the auditor for the... Could be this one.
Yeah.
And whoever makes a motion, their price is in there.
Yeah. So we need
Yeah.
an auditor.
Okay, vote for an auditor.
And he did tell me yesterday, what was today? Oh, no, yesterday or today I talked to Dan Bradley there at his firm. And he said, even with the one that is delinquent, that's the word you use, late, they will see that both of them, 22 and 23, gets done by March 31st. That's the date that DCED wants to.
That was in there when we talked about that. That was today.
Oh, okay.
Just to verify what you just said, yes.
Yes, I did read that.
Did you say he agreed?
Pardon?
Did you say he agreed to do it?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
that's their
Okay.
proposal there.
Yeah, they agreed to do it and have both 2022, 2023 done and handed in by
March
March
31st.
31st.
And when I asked him about them coming, like Paul had said, because that bothered me, it bothers me, I don't want to do things wrong, but I don't remember Mr. Bradley saying anything about coming and talking to us afterwards. He said that if we request that they do, he will. And I said, well, we were told that then you tell us kind of what's wrong and how to do it better and what more should be involved and et cetera. Now, he didn't say if he charged more to come and do that, but
Well, if he could do that, that would maybe help us out a lot.
yeah.
So, okay, that's for, in motion to accept Young Oaks Brown and Company for auditor.
I make a motion.
You have to have the money amount in with it, Carol.
Oh, for $4,750 for each audit.
For each year, yes.
Carol made a motion to accept them.
I second.
Second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Nice to get them caught up.
A motion to go into executive session for personal reasons,
Personnel reasons.
personnel reason at,
Or personal.
43.
What's that?
7:43.
Who made the motion, I'm sorry?
I make a motion to go into executive session for personnel reasons.
Hold on.
Excuse me?
We're going to executive session.
Okay.
Take all your mics with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Who
taking
seconded that?
Did you second? Going into executive?
No, I don't want to go into that.
Why not?
Unplug the,
Because I don't want to waste the time.
plug there on
We have to.
camera.
What do we have to discuss?
We'll find out, discuss that in executive session.
And then we'll announce what it was about.
No. They have.
A lot of places don't vote to do the bills each time. That's what it says in there, you'll have to read it. But then, when I come to the next meeting, then I have it listed for you.
And what bills
I
are
think
paid.
it's supposed to be alphabetical.
I think that was done, I don't know, was there something done with that when you was on, Jerry? About secretary paid the bills that needed paid annually in case of no meeting?
It has been always the practice that the treasurer gives her report, and then there's always a motion. It's not something that you can proclaim that you're going to pay the bills every time. You have to officially say you're paying the bills. That's I yield back my time.
I did send that. She sent me a sample, okay? And I did it for us. And I also sent that to the solicitor, and he okayed it.
So we need to read this.
Okay.
If we want to do it that way. I mean, there's bills comes in between meetings that they're due in between meetings, they don't get paid, then we get punished for it. Bills need to be paid as they come in.
Mr. President, if I can interject again, there may be some bills that you want to review before you pay it, and you're giving you're giving the treasurer a clear check, a check that she could put any amount that she wants. That's why.
No.
I haven't yielded back.
That's
Two
not
signatures on
true.
the checks.
It's 2 signatures, I do it.
But there may
and then
be
he
something that the
double-checks it.
like Councilor Cruz had stated, that she hasn't heard all of the statement, and she's been asking to see your ledgers and bank statements, and she did
Is that what you asked her to
not.
ask for?
What's that?
Is that what you asked her to ask for?
No, she asked me about it. Can she see that? And I said, I mean, if people ask me a question,
I can't stand this interruption. We're gonna
I
be...
asked you for it anyhow.
Yeah, I'll get with you about that. Anyhow, just for people to know, on Jerry's film, 2 signatures. Number 1, I'm bonded, and number 2, Rick is bonded. We both sign the checks. When I lay them out for him, I say, please check it over and make sure that I have it right.
I have questioned a couple of them already.
Very good. Very
But I'm
good.
not gonna do what,
You have that right, Mr. President. Thank you for the
Well, you
time.
make it sound so creepy, Jerry.
I'm not gonna
No,
do
I
like,
just say it like it is.
I'm not gonna do
You are.
like someone else did. I mentioned their names. To sign checks to pay for
Things-
non-borough stuff and let it go through.
There
Wow.
were 2 times that Sean caught me last year on something I had a number wrong. Like if it was 73 cents, I had put 75 or something. So that's why I told you, check over and make sure.
Yeah, and I did there a couple I questioned of them. I ain't let no, just take all so-so for Yahoo Mail, man, no.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, you wanna read that? Do I have to read it? Do I have to read that?
Go ahead.
The secretary can read.
I think,
Tom likes to read it, let him.
okay,
Tom wants to read it?
I'll let you read it.
Okay.
You can read it. It's resolution, this is resolution number 1 of January 23rd, 2024. The resolution of the Coalport Borough Council specifies that the borough treasurer shall pay out all money of the borough on the direction of the council. See, that's on the direction of the council, not just because she wants to pay it. And I'm on the council. That's where the second signature comes in.
Thank you,
Now
Mr. President.
therefore, the Borough Council of Coalport, Fairfield County delegates the Borough Treasurer the authority to pay and release disbursements which become due and payable in intervals between public meetings, such amounts as may be necessary to pay the following: salaries, wages of employees, elected officials if we don't get paid. Federal, state, local payroll tax, unemployment, compensation taxes, and payments due to other payroll-related deductions. Recurring expenses of utilities, expenses of the office, items and supplies under $300. Expenses payable as to not incur a late fee or loss of discount. Bills for materials and services that keep the borough running. Whereas the Borough Council will be presented a separate list of all disbursement paid after the last public meeting at the next scheduled meeting. The witness whereof, Resolution 1 of 2024, is enacted and resolved this 23rd day of January 2024 by the Coalport Borough Council, Fairfield County, within the community of Pennsylvania.
Some secretaries, it says in the handbook, you can or don't have to, but when I list the bills for you, they can be listed in alphabetical order. So it depends on how busy I am today.
Thank you, Mr. President, for reading that.
So,
I make a motion to go to
To which?
accept that
To
resolution.
accept.
Carol made a motion to accept resolution number 1, 2024. Second by Tom.
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Motion passed.
I see nothing damaging here. get too carried away.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I ask for a roll call vote.
We don't have to have a roll call vote on that. Only
I
the
asked for
ordinance-
one. I asked for a
Oh,
roll
you
call.
asked for one? I don't know, I've never read that one.
Well,
What?
okay, Carol, vote yes, no,
Or what?
to accept this.
I did, I voted yes.
He wants a roll call.
He wants
Well,
on the
there's
record
so
who
many
said
of
what.
you sitting there
Yeah,
that Jerry
Tom.
needs to know who
Yes.
said what.
yes, no.
Yes.
President says yes.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, now we have not got any emergency management for the borough, as of yet. We're gonna have to find one. Maybe I'll go down and talk to one of them, talk to the fire company, see if they can appoint someone, send someone up for that position. Since Jack Lang was, he was our emergency management officer. He's a great loss.
Amen.
And with his loss, we have to fill his position, and we'll have to work on that. And I'll go down to the fire company, talk to some of the guys down there, and see what I can find out to do. See if we get someone out there. 'Cause I think that'd be the best person to get, would be from the fire company, because they are aware of all the
I
chemicals
think
and so
Adam
forth.
Redbone would be
Who?
good, Adam Redbone.
And Ian Gabrielson's
If he
the one,
wants to sell it.
Ian Gabrielson's the one taking over a lot
Yeah.
of Jack's.
Yeah, he seems like he knows what he's doing. So I will I'll get a hold of the fire company and discuss that situation with them, and see if next meeting we don't have someone.
Okay, next I make a motion to vote on a letter by myself for resignation.
I have a second.
Why? Second, then, yeah.
Same reason.
You don't have to, he
It's a
doesn't,
personal reason.
yeah, he doesn't have to explain it.
I'll second, because God only knows what people. I'll second it.
Do you want me to still use that other letter, or,
The other letter is fine.
pardon?
The other letter is fine.
What's the date?
The date on it was the 17th.
We'll go 17th, the end of the month.
I'm happy going to the end of the meeting.
I guess that's the way it is at the end of this meeting.
Once
All in
accepted.
favor?
Yeah.
Those opposed? Motion passed. Hate to see you go, Tom.
Yeah.
What do you do?
It's best for me.
I know what you mean.
Well, you don't know what you might have in your life,
That
what you need.
You can retract your letter,
I know I can.
but they voted on it, so it's gone,
you can always-
unfortunately.
You can always put a letter in.
You never.
Yeah,
Next one, there's long, but that's.
intent.
But he would not be allowed to take the seat back because he was elected. I do know that, and if he turns it down,
He could be appointed.
he can't be appointed. He has to wait until the next electing time, and then he can be on.
On that
You can
note,
be appointed to that seat.
people out.
Okay. That's not what they told me down at the election board.
Yeah, no, you can be appointed.
People out in Vision Press Production World, on that note,
Wait,
now we have two
I need to go back, I didn't hear.
Carols, maybe?
On
No,
the
Tom.
proclamation, who made,
Resolution.
I'm sorry, resolution, I put proclamation down there.
Carol made the resolution, motioned it, Tom seconded it on the resolution.
Okay,
So
thank you,
second.
thank you.
Anyway, back to Vision Press Production World. Now we only have two councilmen, so now on, until we get another councilman, we can't hold a meeting. So anyone volunteer would be deeply appreciated. You only need to be, lived in the borough for 1 year, and you gotta be a registered voter of the borough. That's the only obligation you need to have if you could send your letters of interest, and we deeply appreciate the help.
And the council ought to see the letters.
Yes. Well, we have to vote on them. So that, we're down to 2 councilmen, and until we get another one, I don't know. It's really getting bad.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Well, the next meeting is scheduled for February 13th,
See,
providing somebody
Brian
can
gets
come
on
up
the council.
I think if you had a solicitor, he would tell you, in the Borough Code, it says, of the councilors that there, you have a quorum. So 2 of you can be a quorum.
no,
I'm not gonna get into
No,
that,
no.
Jerry.
There is,
he told me today you can't. 2 people cannot be on the council.
there is a 5-person council here. 2 people cannot make a quorum.
I talked to the
Well,
solicitor.
but you only
and
had
that's
2
what he
on your
said.
council.
Carol made a
You
motion to
resigned,
adjourn.
so you still only have 2.
Our next meeting, February
If 2
13th.
are there, that would be a quorum, I would
Yes.
think.
I agree.
Our meetings have been advertised already for second Tuesday of every month. It's already been advertised in the paper, so we don't have to re-advertise all these unless it's a special meeting.
Mr. President, will you take a verbose request to be on the agenda for the next meeting? Will you take that, or do I have to send a certified letter with a green card?
You don't have to send a certified letter with a green card, Jerry.
Just do like everybody else
I asked in the last meeting that we had to be on the agenda, and everybody said okay.
I don't remember you asking.
Well, it go back to the last meeting, the one you worked on the budget.
Well, it's too late for that.
It's there.
We'll put them on the agenda for February 13th.
I thought they had to be, send like a letter or
I don't know.
something.
You specify, Mr. President.
I don't know.
I don't, he wants to be on the agenda
I think that's
February
in the
13th.
bylaws, so the council.
this time. We'll have him on the agenda on February 13th meeting,
Okay.
if we have one. Assuming we get someone to fill the seat by then.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, Carol made a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Tom second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Now you have to, that's what you gotta do if you don't want it. What he did, you don't want it. Then I'm gonna, all by myself.
I don't think she's ready to give it up.
I don't think. I didn't think you was ready to give it up.
I think you were doing a great job. I hate to see you go. I stood out in the cold from 7 o'clock in the morning till 7:30 at night.
Yeah, you should have told me you was there.
You could at least ask him if you wanted to. Maybe,
Well, he
could
could've-
solve all this problem.
He could have turned